You got to be in the game because you never know when something may pop up, and you want to be positioned to react and respond to it quickly enough and not be starting from ground zero. That said, when we think about the companies that are supporting this work in the industry, the reality is not everyone is carrying their own weight.
That's right.
And what's challenging about that is that, and this is not even a CLDA push for anything like that, but just when you're in this space and you start to understand, and typically when you get to a certain revenue size where you start to think about not just making payroll, but like, okay, how do I sustain this business? What's the message you use to those companies as to why you should invest into this, even if it's a nominal amount of money? Like, why should you pay into this pot?
Yeah, it's kind of a conscience thing, to be honest. Do you always want someone else to carry your water? Do you want to be in the fight? If you're a small company, can you do $50 a month? Can you do $100 a month? Because I'll tell you, the bigger you get, the more you're going to worry about this.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a really small company, if you're a $500,000 company, you got 8 vans, you've got enough problems that you're probably not worrying about this as much.
Right.
Okay. But do you want an environment in which, if you do become successful and you go from 8 vehicles to 50 to 100 to 200, all of a sudden now your business is at mega risk? No, you don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the companies involved in government affairs and most active are some of the bigger companies, because they realize, and these are smart people, big staffs, important lawyers, right? Yeah. They understand that if that, remember, top line, bottom line risk, if that risk strikes down the profitability of their business model, the value of their business falls. You ever want to sell your company in the future, maybe? You ever want to get it to a size and sell it, retire with a nice nest egg? Well, what happens if the value of your company's dropped in half? It's a big deal.
Huge.
Families work, sometimes multi-generations to get these nest eggs built up. Mm-hmm. And if suddenly the value of your company is cut in half, it doesn't fly.
Yeah.
Because it's not just an increased expense. Here's the other thing they have to realize. If everything had to be a full boat W-2 all the time, the advantage that courier companies have over private fleets shrinks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The cost advantage we have now is significant. We get to reuse hardware and trucks, more fully optimized. All that's good.
Yep.
And the labor model is different. But if our costs go up almost to the cost of a private fleet, bad deal.
Yeah. We're not able to differentiate our value prop as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I want to segue as we get towards the end of the conversation here about the personal side of this. We talk a lot about the professional side of it. How long have you been in the industry now?
2009 is when I went in. So
2009. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times I don't think only we talk about this enough is how your mental health, physical health is outside of the four walls of your office, right? So all these things that we got to come inside and solve, you got to be good on the outside coming in. You're a family man. I've enjoyed seeing, your relationship with your wife, your grandkids. We talk a lot about the kids often. What are the things that you do outside of the office that make you show up in a way where you can be at your best?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. You at some point you have to realize there's bigger things than you. So faith is a big part of my life, always has been, and family too, because you have to find a stress outlet when you leave the office. Quite frankly, I find that with my kids and grandkids. Got 9 grandkids now, ranging from 11 down to 1. So Christmas has suddenly transferred into complete bedlam at my place.
I bet you love it too.